Welcome to Wee Willie Wonderful Star tutorial. So we're going to be showing you how to make one of these stars, and the pattern is actually from our kit and pattern booklet Splish, Splash, Puddles, Moon and Star, which are the characters that we have designed from the What a Little Star book, which is a children's book, so you can make the characters to go along with it. So we're making the star today. So we will show you the pattern is here for the star, and you can get the kit at weewoollywonderfuls.com or buy a printed pattern or download the pattern. So let's get started. We're going to be making two star shapes. So here's one I prepared earlier. And with the first one, we're going to slip stitch and fasten off when we've finished, and then put it aside. And then we're going to make a second one and not fasten off, because then we're going to double crochet around and fasten the two together. So let's get started. We're using Stylecraft Special Chunky in the colour Saffron, which is a really nice bright colour, and it's a lovely wool to use. We're also using a 4mm crochet hook. For this tutorial, we are presuming that you can already crochet. If you want to learn to crochet or knit, we do have complete beginner kits and patterns on our website which have step-by-step tutorials, so they actually teach you how to crochet from scratch with everything you need in the kit, or to knit as well. We have knitting ones. Right, so let's get started. So the first instruction is to do a magic circle with 6 stitches. So we're going to do a magic circle. There's a few different ways to do this. There's tutorials for most of our things on our YouTube channel, so you can actually search for magic circle. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're going to close our circle. So we hold the base and pull, and one of the loops will pull, the other will not. So let's find the one that will. That's the one. So pull that, and then we pull the end, and we have our magic circle with 6 stitches. And our next instruction on our pattern is to increase 6 times. So we're going to do that. Now we always pop a stitch marker on, because it's so easy to lose your place. So we pop that on the last stitch of the round on there. So there we have it. So we're going to do the increase times 6, and then we're going to tell you what to do and leave you to do the next few rows, because the trickiest part is making the stars. So that's the one we're going to focus on. So we're going to do 6 increases. So we have here, so that's 1, and then we're doing 2 stitches in each double crochet, because that's our increase. So we're going from 6 up to 12, just by doing 2 in each. So I'm not really showing you how to crochet exactly, because we're presuming you already can. And if you can't, do start with a beginner kit, because it's so much easier. We actually show you each part of the pattern and teach you how to crochet as you go along, so you'll be able to read patterns as well. So this is literally just 2 in each and 2 in the last one, and then we will have 12 double crochet stitches. So we'll move our marker and pop that on there. So that's the part we're up to. So we're going to show you the pattern here. So we've done the magic circle and created 6 stitches. We've done the increase times 6. Now what I'm going to leave you to do is the next 3 rows. So row 3 is double crochet increase all of the way around. Row 4 is round 4 is 2 double crochets increase 6 times, and then round 5 is 3 double crochets increase all of the way around. So you will have 30 stitches once you have done that. So if you complete that, and then we'll see you again in a few minutes, and we'll show you how to do the stars. Thank you for watching. Welcome back to Wee Willie Wonderfuls. We left you in the last part of the video completing round 5. So you now have 30 stitches. So now we're going to start creating the 5 points like these. So this is what we're going to be doing next. So our first instruction is 6 double crochet and leave the rest of the round unworked. So what we're going to do 6 double crochet. So we're starting in our next stitch here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And our instruction on, so we're leaving the rest and work. We're just going to be working on these 6 stitches. So our next instruction is to chain 1 and then turn. So we're going to turn the work over. And then we're going to skip the chain, so we're not going to work in that, and skip the first stitch, so the 1, 2 we're not going to touch, and then we're going to 5 double crochet starting in the one after. So we're starting in the 3rd one, and we're going to do 5 double crochets. Be careful with this because you need to go through both of those, and it's very easy when you're working from the back to miss and just go through one of the loops. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, oops, where are we? Number 5, a bit tricky getting that in. Right, so we've done that part, and then the next instruction is chain 1 and turn, and again we're missing the first 2. We're just doing that on each of these. So we're missing the chain that we've just done, and we're missing the first stitch, and then we're doing 4 double crochets. So miss, miss, and we're starting here and we're doing 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then again chain 1 and turn, and then we're doing 3. So missing the first 2 again, and then doing 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and then chain 1, turn, same again but 2. So we're working in the next 2, 1, 2. And then chain 1, turn, and then we're missing the first 2 and just working in 1. So we literally reduced it by 1 each time to get the pointy effect. Now it says turn, so don't forget you're going to turn your work again, and then we're going to double crochet down the side of the point back to the circle. So we're going back to this circle. If you want a pointier point, so quite sharp points, we need to start our double crocheting really right near the top. If you want a more rounded effect, then start it slightly lower down. You do not have exact stitches here to work in, so you just want to space them as evenly as you can. So we're going to go back down here. So we're going to start quite high up. Might pop that to the back just so that it's out the way. So I'm going to start really high, and we're just going to double crochet back down this side here. So we've done 1 stitch there. We're just literally guessing and going for gaps and just spacing them as evenly as we can. So I've done 3, 4, let's aim for 5 on each one, because then we're doing it all the same and it'll be much easier when we come to fasten them together. So we've got 5. So let's have a look. Is that right the way down? Yeah, that's pretty much all the way down. And then our next instruction is starting in the next double crochet, repeat from star to star a further 4 times. So the start starts where we're doing the 6 double crochets. So just let me show you that again so you can see. So we're going to repeat from star to star another 4 times, but we start our 6 in the next 3 double crochet. So let me show you to get you started. So this is part of the star, the point rather, that's been worked in. So that's not our next one. Our next one will be here. So we're going to start in there, we're going to do 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then exactly as before, we're going to chain 1, turn, miss those first 2 there, and then do 5. So we're just going to keep repeating that. So we're going to make another point exactly the same, and then we're going to crochet back down the side. Just always think when you're crocheting back down the side, you're always going to be going down the left hand side as it's facing you, because you're going back to the circle. So you wouldn't want to double crochet back here and come to a point. You'd be double crocheting down here to come back to the circle. So if you get a little bit confused flipping it back and forward, That's the best way to do it. So I'm going to leave you doing the other 4 points, and then we're going to rejoin later when we've done all 5 points and show you how to join the 2 together. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you again shortly. Welcome back to the star tutorial. So now you have your 5 star points and you have your 2 pieces. We've actually just snipped that a little bit shorter, not really low because we don't want it to unravel. And we've also weaved in the end and just fastened that off, so it's just a little bit tidier. So now we're going to crochet them together. For this part, you'll also need some stuffing. This is really nice Supreme Ball fibre stuffing, and it is available on our website, wewoolywonderfuls.com. And we also need a strand of pink for the mouth. We've used Stylecraft Special Chunky in pomegranate, and also a strand of black double knit. We use Stylecraft Special double knit. That's just for the facial features. So let's get crocheting the 2 sides together. So make sure the right sides are both facing outwards. So we want to put them back to back. So we've got the insides together and the nice outsides both facing out. So we're going to hold them together. Now this is the crochet stitch marker from when we started. So I'll take that out. So we're crocheted back down to the bottom of the star. So we're going to put them together. Now it can help a little if you pop a couple of stitch markers in just to hold them together. I'll just pop that through just to help us get started, because otherwise you're trying to hold them together. It's a bit tricky. So I've just put 1 in. It's a good idea to put several all the way around just to keep it in place until you've got some of it crocheted together. So to crochet it together, what we're going to do is double crochet but go through a front and a back stitch, and that will actually sew it up. If you prefer, you could actually sew it with a needle and thread, but this is a really quick, easy way, and we're doing more crocheting. So we're going to go into the next stitch, so just trying to line them up so they're in the same position at the base. So we're just doing a double crochet but going through both. So that's why it helps if you do a similar number going back down the star. So if you, for example, have done 5 or 6 on each one, it makes it easier to match them up. But it doesn't have to be an exact science. If you miss an odd 1 or 2, it's fine. So we're going to go front and back, and then we're just going to double crochet as normal. And then again, we're going to go into our next stitch. So it's a bit tricky, but you can see where you've already crocheted. So we're going to go through both, and we're going to double crochet them together. So we're just going to keep going all of the way around the star, double crocheting the 2 sides together. It's a little bit tricky at the points, but you can see how it's coming together. And you may not have exact stitches because some are just the edges where you crochet. They haven't all got neat stitches around them. So if you want a nice pointy shape, then we'll make sure we put a stitch right in the top here, because if we go around there quite quickly, it will round off a little bit. So there we go. So this edge, as you can see, doesn't have double crochet stitches. It's a raw edge, but this one does. So it's just a matter of holding them together, keeping the points in a similar place, and just going through both of them like so. So we're going to keep going round, and what I'll do is come back to you when I'm getting nearer the end. You can start stuffing once you've done maybe about 3. You can start putting a little bit of stuff in so you can get it into the points. We're aiming to have it around 3 centimeters wide if you want a gauge of how thick to do it. But of course it's up to you how chunky you want your star. So I'll leave you to carry on going round, and then we will join back with the next video when we're almost round. Welcome back. We have now crocheted 4 of the stars together, and we just left 1 that isn't. So we're just going to pop our hook out for now, and we're going to pop some stuffing in. So we're going to grab the stuffing, and then I'm going to pop it a little bit into each of the star points. but we're not going to make it really, really hard stuffed. It's just going to be, you know, quite gently stuffed. So we put it into 2 of them. Oops, getting all over. It's quite hard stuffing looking at the camera. So it is quite tricky to do this way. Right, so stuffing in 3. So make sure you're getting it into all of the points. Go for the points first. So, and then in number 4. That 1, 3 and 2. Right, so we're nearly there. And then we're just going to pop a bit more into the body of the star. This bobbly stuffing is so much easier to use because it doesn't clump like normal stuffing does. So just check that they're all feeling quite similar. We don't want to push it too hard and stretch the fabric because we don't want it to look stretched with gaps between it. So there we are. We have got our star stuffed, and we can jiggle it around a bit, make sure it's all similar. And then all we need to do is obviously crochet the last point back together. So I'll just pull some yarn out, and then we're just going to literally, I've actually managed to push that inside. That's why I made it bigger, because I didn't want it to accidentally pull out while we were stuffing. So almost there. So we're just going to go around the edge, and we've got to be careful, try not to get the stuffing caught while you're crocheting, because then it can get really, it can be visible because it's kind of caught between the stitches, so we want to avoid that if we can. So make sure your stuffing's away from your crochet hook. Right, so we're going to carry on doing this last point. So nearly there. I'm just going to do up here. So we're going over the end now, crocheting those together. Oops. Hopefully yours is easy. Mine's just a bit tricky because I'm looking in the camera as I'm actually crocheting, so it's really tricky to do it. So as you're almost there, check you've got enough stuffing in there. I think I need a little bit more in that point. So we'll pop it. Now you can leave the last point literally until this end when you've just got a little gap to pop it in. So we're just popping some in the last one there. Just a tiny bit more in there, I think. Actually, I'm just going to pop a little bit more in just to make it a bit firmer. Just have a good feel of all the points in the middle bit, just to make sure it's even and it's as you want it. So there we go. That feels good. Right, so we're going to fasten this off when we've done our last stitch. Oops. There we go. So we've literally got a few left to go. There we are. 1, 2, 3. Almost there. And then we're just going to pop that last stitch in there to make sure it's all closed all the way around. And then we're just going to cut our yarn. Pop that through to make sure it's secure, and then we're just going to thread this quickly onto a needle. I'm just threading the end onto a wide-eyed needle, and then I'm just going to go up to the next stitch and go in. We just want to make the end disappear, look, so you can't really tell. We're just, if it's continuous, and then we're going to go in and out a couple of times just so that the end's secure and won't pop out. Like so, and then we're going to pull it slightly and cut it, and then we can still wiggle the stuffing around a little bit if we want to make sure it's all the same. Look at that, we've got our star. So in the next video we're just going to need the pomegranate strand and the black, and we're going to show you how to add the face. Welcome back. We're going to add our face to our lovely star now. So this is what we are aiming for. So we need a strand of black with a knot at the end, and then we're going to just go in and come out where we want our eye to start. So we're going to go about here, pull it through so that the end disappears inside, and then we're just going to add eyes. around 1 to 2 stitches high. They always end up a little bit smaller than you do, because it kind of pulls a little bit tighter. You can be creative with your face. You can do it however you want, and you could even add little pink cheeks. If you have any bright pink, you could do a magic circle of around 6. Pull it tight so it's a nice circle, and sew them on. Now we're going to go across here because we want it to be level. Try and look where everything is. So that's the magic circle. So your other one wants to be as level as possible. So you want the top level, and there's the circle there. So you want it about there. We're just trying to get everything level. Now quite often you may have to do eyes a couple of times, because you might find they're a little bit odd. It's very hard to get them the same the first time. So if they don't look the same, pick your favourite, take the other one out and redo it. And I do that quite regularly, so don't be worried if you have to redo it. Right, so I think that's about it for the eyes. So I'm going to go a bit further away and come out in a gap, like so. Ah, look at that. And you can play around with it a little bit, pull it up a bit if you want your eye a little bit bigger, look. And I'm going to go in and out there a couple of times just to lose the end, and then we'll pull it and snip it so that the end retracts inside the head. If you pull a bit of stuffing out, just push it back in with a bit of with the end of your scissors. And you can also play around with it, look, and if we just move that a little bit that way at the top to level them off. Now the mouth, we're using the pomegranate. I'm going to come out where we want one side of the mouth to be, like so. Lose the end inside. We can push that in, and then we're going to do a smile. So we're going to go up somewhere even about there. Let's see. So it's going to be a nice big smile for this one. Try and get it level, and then we're going to come out in the middle like so, and then we're going to catch it where we want the bottom of the smile to be. That's a nice big smile, look. And then we're going to go down there, just do a tiny little stitch, and that'll hold it in place. And if you like the little end bits on there, like that, you can do those. So we're just going to do the little end bits on the smile. Go in here, out of there. But be creative, give it a different sort of face if you want. That's quite big, that one. We're going big. Look, we're going big. And then again, we're just going to come out and lose the end. If you're not happy with any of it, just cut it out and redo it. So you can grab, if you want the full printed pattern, we may separate it as its own pattern just for the star. So have a look on our website. But as it is available for short as part of the Splish, Splash and Puddles pattern. Look at that. What a lovely, cheerful star. Thanks for watching. And go have a look at weewoollywonderfuls.com and find lots of fun crochet knitting items. We hope you've enjoyed the tutorial. Thanks for watching.